Great performance at the border battle last week. You and Chico were teammates.
Yeah.
For the team points, and this week you guys are going back and competing against Chico, and you're going to head over to Chico and compete in their event. So just kind of talk about last week. Hey, we're a team this week. It's back to going up against one another.
Yeah. Well, I stayed home for the auction, so I wasn't able to go. But other than just seeing the results and talking to getting feedback from the athletes, it was a day trip. It's hard traveling 4 to 5 hours in a bus, getting off and competing well, and coming back home. And you're at altitude, so we held back the distance runners, and it was crummy weather. But other than that, it's still a good meet for some. We had some good marks in there, and it's always a fun meet because you get to piggyback with Chico, and they're in your conference. They're in your state of California, so we had the California versus Oregon, and despite having split squads, we actually came out ahead with both teams' contributions and we beat Oregon. So it was fun that way. And looking forward to this week. Chico has a big invite. We'll have a Friday night twilight for the distance carnival, and also Saturday night will be a twilight as well. And so this is the time to kind of get selfish as an athlete, just do the best they can in their individual events. And we're already starting to kind of score to meet about a month from now for the conference championships, and we're just trying to move up. We're trying to move everybody who is close to top 8 to get in the top 8 spot, and if you're within the top 8, then to move yourself up so we can score more points in May. And we had a really good meeting last Wednesday. We went over every single event for both male and female teams and just trying to compile things. So right now, our men are scoring about 70 to 80 points, our women are between 30 and 40. And we're right about the same spot we were last year before we have the meet, but we want to get beyond that. We need to improve every year, and we should. We've got good teams. They're young, but they're improving, and so that's what we have to look forward to.
When you have 2 days of events, the Invitational and the Twilight Meet, is it a luxury from a coaching standpoint, more events instead of just the traditional Saturday event?
Yeah, it is, because we're able to coach more events. So on Saturday or Friday night's distance carnival, I can go watch the 800-meter runners, the steeplechasers, and the 5Kers. And then on Saturday we'll come back and they have a regular day meet as well as another twilight meet. And it spreads everything out so we can coach. We can really concentrate on the kids and watch every single event. And it is an advantage to have a 2-day meet. So we're looking forward to it. I mean, it's just that time of the season where we need to do well. It's April, and it just gives them a good opportunity to do well, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, definitely. Going into this meet, the season is just flying by. A couple more meets until conference and the postseason. But kind of like you just said, now is the time for you guys, to get those qualifying times and to qualify for a postseason.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We need to take advantage of the weather. We'll be in Chico. The next weekend we'll have a split squad. We're taking our 12 best athletes down to Mount Sac in Los Angeles for the Mount Sac relays. And that'll be a great weekend weather-wise. Hopefully it's not too hot. And then the rest of the squad will go to UC Davis. And so we're kind of tailoring things a little bit more to make our conference championship run here in respect to just getting more points and performing well in the first part of May. The other thing, too, it's a 2-part series here. We're trying to get kids qualified for the national championships. And right now we have 2 of them provisionally qualified. And personally, in talking to my coaches, we feel we can have up to 6, and that's what we want to do. We just want to have a good showing and get more representation at these bigger meets, and they deserve it. But we just got to perform now, and that's what we're looking forward to.
Great. My last question over at Chico. Obviously, Chico will be there. Any other schools facing for the first time, or schools that you just love competing against?
Southern Oregon's going to be there, and they get a real good team. We just went against them, them in OIT last week and at the border battle. But regionally, both Chico and us, as well as Southern Oregon, and some good athletes at OIT, are some of the better track teams in this region. And they got great athletes. The one highlight you really need to look up for is that on Saturday night they're having an invitational 1,500-meter runner. And our superstar, Janice Ozier, is going to be running that race. And we're hoping to do 2 things. Is one, break 350. He's running 350 flat in the 1,600-meter, or the 1,500-meter, which converts over to right about a 4:05 to 4:06 mile. If you want to do the conversion. We want to go a few seconds faster than that, so we're looking to go between 3:46 to 3:48 is our goal for him. And he's going to be going against some of Chico's top athletes, as well as Stanislaus' top 1,500 meter runner, and Southern Oregon's. And it's going to be a great race for having a small field to really run some good times and to see who comes out on top. And it's going to be one of the highlights of the evening on Saturday, and we're looking forward to it. And plus, Humboldt's got a really strong middle distance crew on the men's side. Even on the women's side, we're getting some notoriety and some respect. But the 800 meter, we have 4 to 5 athletes that are just going to stack that field, and we're going to run our guts out and just see what happens. That's all we can ask of them. It's just time to get selfish and run some fast times. So that's what we're going to do.
Great. So,
Thanks, Scott.